Figure out how you could wind up sitting on this motorcycle.
And this big valve is controlled by the ECM through this plug here.
Yes.
And it would pulse air. It goes up and down to preserve torque and horsepower.
Now we just got to give it a start up, make sure that we're still running well.
Well, hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 Eve here, and welcome to season 4 of the New Bike Build series. And this season we're using this dazzling 2018 Yamaha R1M, and with the help of our channel sponsor, my good buddy Manny from Moto Million, we are turning this bike into something truly special. And at the end of the build series, we're giving this motorcycle away to one of you amazing people viewing and supporting the New Bike Build series. Information on how you can win this motorcycle is in the description. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, tap that bell so you can be notified when new content is uploaded. But in today's video, we got Zack hanging out over there.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
What's up, Zack?
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
We got just some minor modifications we got to make before this bike heads to Ducati Detroit and makes its way back on the dyno.
Yep.
See if we can increase some horsepower due to our intake exhaust modifications. And yeah, so what we got to do today is install what's called pair block-off plates or secondary air system block-off plates. They go on top of the valve cover. There's other ways you can do it. We'll show as we go along. We could have just blocked the hose, but since we're going for lightweight too, we're going to pull off as much as we can.
Okay.
So basically we just have to take these two plates right here. We just got some that are made by Driven, and install them on top of the valve cover and place the two reed valve assemblies, and then this is going to go on the airbox.
Okay.
So nice simple kit. Only thing that stinks is we have to get to the top of the valve cover.
Oh
but
boy.
hopefully it goes back together just as well as it did the first time.
Yeah.
It should. So might as well just get going. We got to strip it down, get the gas tank back off, get the airbox off.
Okay.
Yeah, so we discussed it at the end of the last video, but basically that system, the reason we're disabling it or taking it off, the valve's already been disabled by our ECU flash, but it's still sending fresh air into the exhaust.
Oh.
And that's to help with emissions, which is totally fine. Doesn't take any horsepower, doesn't give you any horsepower, nothing power-wise. But when put on the dyno and someone's trying to create a fuel map, it would show lean when in fact the exhaust is not running lean.
Oh.
So then the tuner would create an overly rich map, which could be causing loss of power.
Okay.
So it's just going to give us a more exact fuel map.
That makes sense, even to me.
So even if once the map's created and then someone wanted to put that secondary air system back on just to be 50 state compliant and emission compliant, it would be no big deal.
Okay.
It's just
because the bike's already been tuned.
The bike's already been tuned.
Gotcha. Understood. And this was a request that our good buddy Nick Marino made of us, huh?
Yeah, and we've done it on all the other S1000s too. It's just we just blocked the hose off. It was blocked. Bren Tuning would block it. They know that you need to do that.
Yeah.
Brock has a great video series on it if you want more information.
Oh yeah.
Go check out Brock's website. We haven't mentioned him for a while.
Yeah, let's put that link in the description to that video Zach's talking about.
Yeah, get that link up there. So you can check out that link, check out the Patreon link.
Yes.
Figure out how you could wind up sitting on this motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Or even our second place prize, the 2019 Yamaha R3.
Yeah.
That's going to be all jazzed up. Manny's sending us some amazing parts for that bike, and they should be here next week.
We got a couple parts from Yamaha themselves already.
Yes.
Maybe we'll try to get some of them on soon. We're going to do a quick comparison of the R3 to this bike. Not that there's really much to compare.
Right.
Besides
They're both
badge,
Yamahas.
Besides the badge and the color.
Right.
But we'll do a quick comparison. We'll do a quick weight even. Curious to see how much that weighs.
I am too.
And curious to see how much this weighs. We haven't weighed it in a long time. And
Yeah.
taken a lot of stuff off. Replaced a lot of plastic with carbon fiber. And only one more major piece, but this will give us a good pre-dyno weight. Then we'll have a horsepower and weight ratio.
Yes.
Right after that dyno video. So it's going to be cool stuff. Alright, so we're back in underneath our air box. Seen us pull that apart plenty of times, so we didn't need to show that. But this hose right here, you can see connects to the air box right here. So this is where it would get fresh, filtered air to go into the secondary air system.
Okay.
And then this hose goes to this valve. So we get to get rid of this big valve and everything. And this big valve is controlled by the ECM through this plug here.
Yes.
And it would pulse air into these two There's one here, and there's one over here.
I see him.
And then there's a reed valve in there that's pulsing with exhaust gas pressure.
Yes.
And that it would just pump that fresh air right into the exhaust ports.
Okay.
So that's how the system works. This is all the stuff that we get to get rid of. The valve and these two plates. Just some other stuff to point out while we're in here. If anyone was doing their own maintenance, here's your spark plugs. This is the coil right on the spark plug, so if you need to change your spark plugs, you just have to come this far apart. It's a little bit easier than some of the other bikes, you know?
Yeah.
Throttle bodies, we showed them before. Fuel injectors, one set. The secondary set of fuel injectors is up high here.
Yep.
We do have the intake track, which moves just like the S1000. I don't know if we showed that last time.
We didn't.
It goes up and down to preserve torque and horsepower, so you get the best of both worlds with the moving intake.
Oh, cool.
There are some fancy intake options out there, whether or not they make power or move power, I don't know. But.
Yeah.
So
Cool stuff.
Let's get moving along and we'll get rid of this stuff here.
All right.
Pretty much just unplug this guy. And again, we can just leave this unplugged because since our ECU is flashed, he can mark that this valve's been removed, so we don't want it to show a fault code for it not working. All right, so we finally got those bolts out. They used a fair amount of Loctite on them.
I see.
Definitely fought us. So now we can just remove both our plates and the hoses. All right.
Oh, look at that.
So we can get rid of that. We're going to cut this little guy off right here just to stick back into our front intake track piece so we don't have a hole in it.
Okay.
Now we can also remove, there's little reed valves that I was talking about. You guys have All right, made it to the ground.
That sounded crazy. Here.
So we can also remove these. See these move up and down.
Yeah.
And that's what pulses that fresh air into the exhaust port.
Okay.
And this thing just sits down in there. It's like a bigger filter. See the small hole? Oh, that thing really doesn't want to stay. See that small hole there? That's how the air makes its way into the exhaust
Yeah, we
port.
see it, yeah.
All right, cool.
So here comes the block off plates.
Yeah, I want to see if... Sometimes you still leave that reed valve in there. It looks like this one you probably will, just so it seals, because it has that rubber seal around it. So we're going to leave those reed plates in just because it's going to give us a better seal around the edge without using a silicone. And if you look, this is machined out here, and that fits right over that little bump that wasn't allowing us to sit flush. So
Okay.
I feel better about it not sucking in water or dirt that way.
Yes.
It's not going to do anything because there's no air hooked up to it. All right, and then we just tighten up these bolts. We'll be good to reassemble. So it looks like if we just took this piece and twist it, it'll align itself so it'll kind of slide off of here. And there we go. That way, if someone wants to put this back on, they can. But this will block the hole in our intake track then,
Oh, okay.
because we don't want to just leave a hole there.
Certainly
So we'll
not.
stick that in there, and we're good to go.
All right.
And one final look, if you want to take a look what it looks at like now with the secondary air system or pair system removed. We just have nice plates, a little bit easier to get to your spark plugs. Whoever comes in for some maintenance, they'll be happy. All right, so the last part of this modification, we have to block this intake port on our airbox so we don't have an air leak. It came with this nice rubber plug, fits nice and snug. We'll just put a zip tie on it for extra security. Just kind of using the zip tie like a hose clamp so that it can't fall off and won't let any air leak in. We'll get our handy zip tie tightener, nice and snug, cut it flush. Make sure there's nothing on the top of our intakes. Everything looks good. And replace our air box. We just got to plug in our plug for the servo motor for making those intake tracks move up and down. Should be this guy. And it just tucks back up under there. And you're good to reassemble. So not that difficult.
No.
Again, unless you're getting your bike dyno tuned and a map created, not really necessary unless you're going for the weight reduction or ease of adjusting valves, changing spark plugs if you're really racing a lot, and or if your engine's coming in and out, it's just less hoses to deal with. You know?
Okay.
Other than that, no real reason for it. Last bolt.
Last one.
It actually went back together really nicely.
Okay.
So I'm happy with that. That means that it is still, even though it looks nice and it's custom, it's still serviceable.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. I thought it was going to be a little bit trickier to get back together, but it wasn't bad. Everything lined up well. All our gaps look just like they did before, so that's nice. We got everything fitted well. Let's wipe off some fingerprints. And now we just got to give it a startup, make sure that we're still running well.
Oh yeah.
And, make sure we didn't miss any plugs or connections or anything.
So we lost our awesome popping noise.
We may have lost our popping noise. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Have to get it out for a ride, but it sounds good. All the buttons still work, safety features still work, so that's awesome.
Yes.
Set, ready for the dyno, so that'll be super cool to see what kind of numbers we get from that.
I'm excited.
And one more video before that, though. We gotta wait.
Yep, we will.
We're gonna wait for it and introduce the second place R3,
Yes.
and that'll be cool.
Heck yeah, man.
All right, thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you,
Catch
Zach.
you next time. Go check out Patreon.
Yes, sir. You heard the man. Exciting things are going to be happening to this R1M coming up real soon, including us taking it down to my good friends at Ducati Detroit to place it on their dyno for my good buddy Nick Marino from X-Plane R1 Custom Tuning to retune this motorcycle and pull more power from this amazing machine. You can still win this motorcycle. Information on how to do that is in the description. But if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, tap that bell so you can be notified when new content is uploaded. More cool videos are coming to the 650 EB YouTube channel, and we're going to start working on our second place prize, this beautiful 2019 Yamaha R3, real soon. So you're not going to want to miss that. Thanks for viewing.